No. I think it's great that you're so self-aware and that you can literally trace back every single event that happened to you that leads you to now do the behaviors that you do on a daily basis. I also think it's great that in your mind you literally connected every single thing that happened in your childhood, and therefore you can explain literally everything that is happening in your life, and you're basically the number one expert on literally everything that goes on in your brain. I think all of that is great, but I'm asking you, did your body get the memo? Guys, I've been there, I've done that. I've been in my mind pretty much since I was born. I was never really grounded, and it seemed like at the age of 15, when I started to get into self-improvement content and spirituality and mindfulness, I pretty much became an expert on me. I love to research topics like self-improvement and neuroscience, and I love to find out how my brain works and literally everything about healing and why I do the behaviors that I do now and why some patterns and things constantly showed up in my life again and again. I became obsessed with finding out everything that was wrong with me and finding out how to heal that. It was fun. It still is fun. It can often feel a little bit like a game because it's literally so fun to connect all the dots from your childhood to your teen years to now. You're putting together puzzle pieces and you find out things about yourself that were previously hidden. So it's no wonder that when we look at patterns in our life where we see the next TikTok that shows us how we can heal this exact pattern, this exact behavior, the things that keep showing up, we get excited and we instantly turn on our brains. We hunt for information, we do journal prompts, and we look at past experiences. We look at our childhoods and we really focus on awareness. And don't get me wrong, awareness is a great first step. Shedding light on something can often be so powerful that it is often actually the biggest part of healing. Sometimes we do notice that things automatically start to shift as soon as the awareness is there. We get to that awareness through using the mind, through intellectualizing, through watching all those self-help YouTube videos, through receiving that advice that felt life-changing to us. And especially if we're in that whole personal growth, self-improvement, spirituality, healing field, and we do find so much joy in that and we're focused on that, and it's a journey we're currently on, we often make this one mistake, and that is completely leaving the body out of the equation. We kind of know that awareness is not enough, but at the same time, we're often in this society, and especially if you consume a lot of content, so disconnected from our body that we don't even know where to start. We don't even get the education on how to move from the mind to the body. We live in a society where the body is often neglected. And yes, of course, we see all the people on Instagram going to the gym 7 times a day, focusing on healthy eating, yoga, and Pilates. And there's been so much more awareness when it comes to somatic healing practices and in general, moving energy and moving emotions and past traumas or experiences through the body. I'm actually going to lead with something that I'm going through right now. I've been on a big journey of healing the inner child and truly noticing that although my mind knows, hey, I feel like in my childhood I've struggled with feeling unworthy and that this might still be a limiting belief that I do have, and I'm looking for proof outside and I keep watching inspirational posts and videos or a little 10-minute meditation here and there, I've come to a point where I noticed I pretty much know exactly what it is that is leading to the things that I am now attracting into my life and all the things that are currently happening in my life, because I still have this limiting belief that I am unworthy. But nothing changed. It still felt like something was missing. Something was stuck. And that's when I noticed that even though I was aware of everything, I was aware of the exact moments in my childhood that led me to feel unworthy now. And in my mind even, I was able to debunk those moments. I was able to look at it from an outside perspective and notice, hey, they were wrong. I was able to put them off a pedestal and truly internally know their words didn't matter. The people that hurt me were hurt themselves. All the healing that I did so far has happened in the mind. And when we hit that point and nothing is shifting, nothing is changing, and we notice that we kind of hit a wall, that is when our body is screaming for us to take a look at it. Because in healing, the body is often neglected, mostly because we haven't been taught that our body holds energy, our body holds memories. And although we can know everything in our minds and heal in our minds and internalize literally everything that happened to us, our body is literally talking to us and saying, hey, I think it's great. All the realizations that you currently do have, I think it's great, but I'm still running on the old program. And if you don't release stuck in old energy, and if you don't shift your present energy, I will continue to run on the old system. Because at the end of the day, everything is about frequency and energy. And boy, our body is good at holding on to old energy, especially since we completely forgot how to regulate. And especially when we talk about inner child healing, and especially when we look at old experiences and you are a person that does not have healthy coping mechanisms or ways to regulate your nervous system back to a healthy state after something happened, which most of us don't because we never get taught how. And especially if you're a person who doesn't cry much, who struggles with vulnerability and letting out their emotions, or maybe even grew up in a household when you were crying, you weren't comforted, or you were told, oh, it's not that bad, it's fine, even if your parents had great intentions. Simply if you struggled with not fully being able to release your emotions in the past, it's no wonder that your body and your mind and your nervous system specifically are still running on old programs, even though your mind has already healed the issue. So how exactly do we reconnect and return to the body again and return to the body's wisdom again when all we've done with healing and self-improvement and spirituality and mindfulness has been in the mind so far? Maybe you're even a person who has struggled with grounding their entire lives. I do really strongly believe that most people on my channel and the people I attract to my videos are people that have been very much in their mind their entire lives. You're probably a creative person and a very sensitive person, and you probably love to daydream, and you've been probably somewhere up in the air for pretty much your entire life. And one thing that you've probably also struggled with a bit is overwhelm. Because even though we love all the healing and looking at patterns and looking at things with our mind, we can hit a wall and it can get extremely overwhelming. And there's so much wisdom that we have forgotten about the body. And one of the biggest truths that we have forgotten on how to work with the body is that the body works in simple ways. When you start healing with the body and you start healing through the body, things stop being overwhelming. Because even though our body is made out of billions of cells and so many organs, and the physical system itself is quite complicated, it runs by itself. We don't have to think about, oh, I should now take a breath. It happens automatically. We don't have to think about, oh, this cell should probably do this now. It just happens. Our body knows how to heal. And this does not only apply to spiritual or mental things, but it does also apply to physical things. When we step away from the mind, which is, by the way, a super present energy that is around us in the world right now, this time truly asks of us to turn from the mind into the body again. When you step from the mind to the body, you almost go from, I need to do all the work, I need to look at everything, and almost this bird's eye view of, I need to look at this and this and this. And it gets super overwhelming at some point, and then you tune into the body and you notice that all you have to do is to be present and hold space for your body to live out that wisdom. Think back to your past. When you were a child, or when something traumatic happened in the past, or even if it was just someone saying a comment to you or something that really hurt you, how did you cope? Did you repress your emotions? When something really scary or fearful happened, did you, even when you then came back home at night, did you intentionally sit down? Did you give your body the space to process? When was the last time in your life, and it probably wasn't in childhood, but when was the last time in your life where you actively sat down, and this doesn't have to be a meditation, but you just actively sat down and said, hi body, I'm gonna sit with you now. I'm gonna give you space. I'm not even saying to sit here and say, body, I need you to heal this now. Because your body knows what it can handle, and your body knows what is most important and most present in this exact moment. But I'm saying to actively connect with your body. And yes, going to the gym and doing Pilates and going to different healers is great. But I'm truly saying, when was the last time you intentionally connected to your body and you held space for your body to come through and for your body to be the focus? When was the last time you truly stepped away from that overwhelm and just asked your body, how do you feel? What is still present? This can be hard because the difference between healing with the mind only is that you feel like you're in control. You feel like, oh, I can figure all of this out. And like I said, it does often give us dopamine because we feel like, oh, we're solving something, we're solving a puzzle. And when you step into healing with your body, it almost feels like you're giving up control. Because when you heal with the body, things don't make sense anymore. And we as humans, the ego wants everything to make sense. You will notice that when you sit down and you give your body the space, when you truly set the intention and you give your body, let's say, even if you just have time for 30 minutes, you say, I'm going to give you 30 minutes to completely just be. I'm going to be with you like a child. I'm going to sit with you and I'm going to listen. I'm not going to force you to heal anything. I'm not going to demand answers. I'm just going to let you live out your wisdom, and I'm going to put you in the front seat for now. I'm letting you feel, and you tune into all the sensations and emotions that arise without needing to know why they are there, just knowing and trusting in your body that your body wants and needs to release them now. A while ago I did this. I felt really stuck with a specific issue, and I truly just said, I'm going to give my body an hour now and just truly be present with it. And I had this specific issue in my mind, and I thought maybe, there's something in the past that needs to be released, because when I was younger, I never really cried about things. I never really let things out, and I didn't really know how to regulate my emotions. And I did intuitively feel that all that energy was still present somewhere in my body, and especially as a person who felt very disconnected from their body and doesn't do any major sport in their day-to-day life, I felt really called to do this. And what ended up happening when I truly let go of control and I put my body in the front seat was that actually something entirely different came up, and I ended up releasing emotions that I had thought to be super irrelevant, and I hadn't thought about that thing in 15 years. Only after I allowed my mind back and analyzed the situation a little bit, I noticed how connected it was to how I was feeling in the present moment. We often feel like our mind is the super intelligence, but what if it's actually our body? Our body is the smartest, most intelligent machine, and it is literally our home. We cannot heal until we put our body back into the equation, when we finally return to all the wisdom that it carries within at any single moment. When we do heal with the body and we do open up the space for it to simply just be, sometimes things come up, sometimes no things come up, and sometimes things come up that our mind can't even make sense of. But when we trust that our body knows exactly what to do, and when we tune into our intuition on top of that, and we hold the space for our body to feel all the emotions that we didn't let ourselves feel in the past, and we let go of this magnifying glass that we keep holding in our hands to look at every single situation and intellectualize it, and we just feel and stop analyzing it, and then we use our body's intuition that already tells us how to regulate, how to heal. What is your body currently telling you on what you need to do to regulate? And it's often so much more simple than all the stuff that our mind keeps telling us we need to do. When it comes to healing, our mind will tell us, oh, you should do this, and you should go to Pilates, and you should try this healing modality, and maybe you should do this, and we see this on TikTok, and it helped someone else, or maybe we should do this. Tune into your intuition. What has your intuition been telling you for years? What has been the initial thing that your intuition, in a very calm and in a very peaceful and often even quiet way, been telling you to do? We did not come here onto this planet to make healing our personality and to make healing our number one goal. We were given this body for this short amount of time on this planet to feel and to live. The moment you return to your body's wisdom, knowledge, and intuition is the moment you can finally start living. And you will notice all those times that you desperately tried to heal with the mind and everything became super foggy and overwhelming. You will notice that all along it didn't have to be so complicated, because your body already knows exactly what to do. When will you finally stop ignoring it? Before we get to the end of this video, I want to give you 3 different ways on how you can finally hold space for your body to feel. And I already talked about the first method, and I think it's the most powerful method, but it is simply to set the intention and to pick a time frame. Maybe it's 30 minutes, maybe it's 60 minutes, to give your body the space to feel and to put your mind to the backseat as much as possible. Of course, the mind will keep trying to come in and to analyze things, to overtake the steering wheel, but just get clear in your intention and feel into your body. Let go of the need for an end result. Let go of the need to be healed. Simply sit with your body. I often do this with a timer of 30 or 60 minutes. So even 10 minutes is good. Even 5 minutes in the morning or before going to bed is great. I really, really want you to use sensations to be present in your body. So use your breath, use touch, use smell, use taste. Feel how your body is breathing. Move in ways that feel good to your body. So for example, how that practice could look like would be you set a timer for 30 minutes and you sit down, and even with eyes opened, it doesn't have to be like a meditation. You truly breathe and let go. Truly imagine it like you're completely clenching up every single cell in your body, and then you're letting go. And whenever your mind tries to come back in and tells you, oh, I need to analyze this and why is nothing happening, just say, I've given myself this time now and I'm gonna sit here with my body. And if something comes up, I need you to be in a safe space and to release it in any way that feels good. And when it's quiet, or maybe you just have some faint meditation music on, you will hear the whispers of your intuition. Whenever the mind comes in again and it gets overwhelming and you're just like, wait, was this my intuition or my mind? Return to the breath and then do what feels good. Be in your room and move in ways that it feels weird, or maybe even don't move at all. Listen to your body. And sometimes you will cry. Sometimes you will feel like you want to punch a pillow. Sometimes you want to hug yourself. Listen closely to your intuition and how it tells you to regulate those emotions. And for the love of God, don't, in those moments, in that safe space, repress anything that that comes up. And also never get scared. When you do this practice, your body always knows what it can release and what it can't. If you suffered from really heavy trauma in your childhood, I of course always advise you to work with a professional and do this in a safe space with someone who is educated on these topics and someone who can help you regulate, but also know that your body is so incredibly powerful that it knows what you can hold and what you can't. Another thing that I want you to do, and this is really important, is of course to reconnect to the body through movement. No, I'm not saying you have to go to a gym, and a mistake that many people do is they actually go to gyms or incorporate movement into their lives, which should actually help them reconnect to their body, but then they put on earphones or literally use that time to daydream and therefore being in the mind again. If you don't feel like being a gym person or going running every morning, which for example I don't do and I don't like these things, I need you to find movement that truly feels intuitively right to you. My favorite thing is to do dancing, and it is to do ecstatic dance or intuitive dance, or in general just stretch movements that are completely intuitive to you. If you live alone or you have a room, and especially if you do that practice of holding space for your body, I want you to truly, if you're alone in your room, allow your body to move in ways that feel super embarrassing or ways that even feel sexual. I want you to move in ways that your body needs to move. Move your hips, move your feet, literally stretch your entire body. Move in ways that feels good to you, and move in ways that connects you back into how your body feels, that you are here right now, that you are present, that your body is alive. We have forgotten that we came here for the body. When we die and we go back to our source, we will be enlightened and we will be back in that vast space that we constantly try to escape to. But we came here specifically to be in the body, to feel those sensations, to be present, to be alive. And yes, our soul remembers the source, and we remember the limitless, and we remember how everything is one and where we came from, but we specifically chose to be in this body, and yet we neglected every single day. You just have this time right now to be in this body and to notice what it feels like to be separate from everything else. Notice what a gift that is and how powerful and wise your body already is. All you need to do is connect to it, and it's not overwhelming, it's not complicated, because it is literally what you came here to do. So, guys, this was it with the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is such an important topic to me, and I feel like this energy is so present in the world right now. We need to reconnect to the body and step away from the mind. And ultimately, the balance of both will lead us to the most magic that we could ever imagine. As always, please leave any comments, any thoughts, or anything that's going through your mind in the comments down below. There's a new video up on my YouTube and my podcast every Wednesday from now on. I'm posting weekly. And down below, you can always find my socials, my website, my newsletter, my retreats and events, my soon coming online community, and I really, really hope I see you guys again next week. Bye.